What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Salami Squad around the world? The Meat Bag is in the building here to present the Meat Picks Week 11. Man, we are just blowing through this NFL season. So we're going to go ahead and do our thing this week. Same as usual. We're going to break down these picks real quick. Before we get into that, though, Richie, I need you to go ahead and throw up that graphic. I want to take a look at them scores we got going on. Woo, sitting right below 500. Last week, I was able to get myself above. That's just embarrassing, brother. I ain't even going to. Shoot, I got to win out or something like that, man. I got to get a couple perfects. Who's in the lead right now? Richie at 100. Yeah, Jimmy's sitting at 99. So we're doing some things, man. Y'all predicting, having some good weeks. And so, I mean, this has been fun so far. So I'm definitely hyped to see, especially at the end, we'll pull up week 1 compared to week 18. That'll be fun to see, just sort of the process we went through there. But let's go ahead, man, jump into this week 11. We're going to start off with the Thursday night football game. We got the Patriots and the Falcons, which is just kind of Here's my thing with the Patriots, dude. Looking all right. Definitely a little rocky start to the season. Bill Belichick's just kind of over there figuring it out, man. Like I said, I think they had a lot to sort of process and a lot of maneuvers they had to make bringing in Mac Jones. But I even said it before the draft. I think out of the box, Mac Jones was the most ready quarterback out of all these rookies. And he's kind of just proven it. I mean, maybe besides Jamar Chase, definitely offensive rookie of the year, AFC side of the ball. And what are they sitting at 6-4 right now? So, I mean, they're looking super good. Just put a whomping on the Browns last week. I think they're going to continue to roll. I don't think they roll the Falcons here per se, because the Falcons to me are just a mess. I do think the Falcons can still score some points, but the Patriots to me are just kind of hot right now. But a good combination of Mac Jones just knowing exactly what to do with the ball and Bill Belichick just doing Bill Belichick things from the defense and all that. So they're going to be all right, man. I'm going to go with the Patriots here.
I completely agree. The Patriots are rolling right now with Mac attack. I wouldn't be surprised if they snuck the AFC East. I mean, the Bills are in a downward spiral, looks like.
Yeah.
The Patriots are going to be back on top, in my opinion. But yeah, the Falcons, I don't necessarily think that they're like a terrible, terrible team. I mean, maybe that's wrong, but I think Matt Ryan can put some points. But that being said, though, still Patriots are going to roll pretty heavy on this one.
Yeah, I agree with both of what you're saying here. Falcons definitely suck, let's be honest, but they can put up some points here. Under over sitting at 49 flat here. I like the over on that against the Patriots here. I'm on the Patriots to win this for sure. Sitting at 6-4 right now, number 6 seed in the AFC after that fucking on the Browns last week. So they're obviously trying to pursue the playoffs. I think any sort of playoff experience they get Big Mac in his rookie year is incredible. But I'd be very surprised to see the Falcons win here. Patriots got to be super heavy favorite.
Yeah, definitely be a good game to watch for sure. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game. We're talking the Ravens and the Bears. Bears obviously coming off a bye here, so they had some time to prepare. I think the Ravens come out, though, and get a little revenge this game from taking that whooping from the Dolphins in what was just kind of an ugly game. I don't think a lot of people expected, but the Ravens are still really good to me, and the Bears are still just like they got a lot to figure out. So, I mean, with the bye, that being said, I mean, the Bears might have a chance here, but I think the Ravens got something to prove here with this dub. They need to come back and win big. Lamar's going to put up some numbers.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it really depends on if the Bears run that cover 0 that Miami ran. I saw a crazy stat. The Dolphins ran that cover 0 blitz 35 times. They completely no safety cover. They just kept blitzing, kept putting Lamar under pressure. They let their receivers try to work, but the cornerbacks played deep, and so they let keep everything in front of them. If the Bears do that, I can see them maybe eking out a win. It depends on how good of a coach Harbaugh is, if he can adapt, because I really seriously think that the Bears saw that game and were like, that's how we're going to beat Lamar. So I do think the Ravens are more talented. It comes down to coaching, and we'll see if they can beat the cover 0 blitz.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a trap game for the Ravens for sure. Bears are looking kind of dead at this point. I know we're only 10 games in, but looking rough. Justin Fields starting to warm up a little bit. This is home in Chicago, and the Ravens' whole bad point of their team all season has been their defense, just letting up too many points. Just not looking good. So I don't know. Bears could sneak this one out, but I am going to pick the Ravens. They're sitting at 6-3 right now, but that 6 is kind of sloppy. A couple close games in there and everything, but I don't know. Give me the Ravens here. Bears not going to win.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to the next game, talking Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings. Here's my thing. Jimmy, you made a really good point a couple weeks ago about how the Vikings like to operate, never really stray too far from that 500 mark. Got a huge win there over the Chargers, which I think was really, really impressive. And 1 o'clock game, Kirk Cousins, I'll give him a shot. But just on the other side of the ball, man, Green Bay, just like second seed in the NFC, is a really good football team. So I'm gonna give it to him here. But I'm just kind of at a point where it's like I don't know what to do with the Vikings. I really don't know what to do with the Vikings. Sometimes they look absolutely amazing. Sometimes they just look dog shit. They have lost a lot of close games this year, so they're in it. But I just think the Packers are a better team here.
Yeah, I'm picking the Packers here only because of Aaron Rodgers. He loves beating up on the Vikings. Like you said though, like the Vikings are a crazy weird team. Like their defense is suitable, and their offense has incredible weapons. Like Adam Thielen's great, Jefferson's great, Dalvin Cook's great. Like they're all they're star-studded across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess he put it on Kirk Cousins. I guess yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say about that, but for that game, yeah, Rodgers is gonna take it. Just because he loves to beat the shit out of the Vikings.
Yeah, tough divisional matchup here, but I'm on Packers with y'all. I just think they're a better team through and through. And I agree with Jimmy. It's like, what the heck's going on with this Minnesota team? Their offense is incredible. They got every fantasy player you want on there, and they're just still dropping games. So it's got to be down to primetime Cousins. They're just choking it up. So look to see some changes here. I know Roger's been calling that one for a couple of years now, but we'll see if they do some.
But so let's move on to the next game. We're talking the Colts and the Bills. To me, the Colts are a little bit like the AFC Vikings. It's just kind of flip-flop. There's some games they look really good, some games they don't. I think a lot of that is low-key on Carson Wentz. Personally, I just don't think he's that guy at all. I still think they need to get a little stronger at receiver. Jonathan Taylor is obviously in that conversation, best back in the league. And to me, the Bills – listen, here's the thing with the Bills. They've been crushing opponents, but just haven't looked at all the same to me this year. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people saying that Josh Allen, for the points that they're putting up, is just kind of looks like year 1, year 2 Josh Allen. I don't know. He's starting to kind of reel back. If you look at the numbers, I'm obviously not going to call that MVP season an outlier year, but he's starting to kind of fall back to his averages a little bit. But it's weird because they're crushing teams. So the football team is really, really good. But so I'm going to give it to this one here. To me, the Colts, I just don't think if it turns into a shootout, they don't have the firepower to match up here with the Bills. So I'll go with the Bills.
I think your point is really strong with Josh Allen. When he gets hot, he's a dominant quarterback, and they have a great team around him. But I think that Jonathan Taylor, like you said, also is a strong case for the top back in the league right now, especially with Henry being out. But he's just dominant. He'll have a solid few handoffs and a few runs, and then he'll break off an 80-yard touchdown out of nowhere. Like that explosiveness, that strength, that speed is really something to really enjoy. But I don't know. I mean, I think the Colts are better than we think. I think they've lost some close games. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Colts in this one, only because I think that Jonathan Taylor is going to run up a dub on this Bills defense.
This is a tough one to pick here, boys. There's 2 games this week I didn't want to pick. This is one of them. Colts are looking pretty good. I mean, sitting at 5-5, I really feel like they should have a better record. Like their team is just so solid through and through, honestly. I don't even got to speak on Jonathan Taylor. Y'all said it, but I do put Nick Chubb over him. So take that how you put it. But I was looking at the same numbers on Josh Allen here, boys, and Josh Allen's doing low-key the same thing Derek Carr's doing this year. Like Josh Allen's eating. So I don't really understand that argument, but I think Josh Allen's low-key MVP sleeper this year. Bill's sitting at 6-3. I think the 3 losses are kind of chokes and honestly could be, sponge. They could have won those 3 losses. So I don't know. Give me the Bills in this game and call it a hot take. But yeah, you heard it here. Josh Allen.
Gee, yeah, that's steaming take right there. But move on to the next game. I'm talking the Lions and the Browns. Browns, man, like I'm telling you, I think my take on the Browns is just accurate. Just like have that underdog mentality, go out and smoke a team, and then they play a team better than them. They got completely outcoached by Bill Belichick and the Patriots, dude. Really weird organization with the Bills. Also a hot take, dude. I don't think Baker Mayfield's that guy. I'm just not gonna lie, dude. Mids at best, but if he was in the list, maybe between 10 and 15, there's absolutely, I don't think any other argument for that. Like when he's good, he's decent, but I don't think that dude's ever going to be built to win a championship unless the team around him is just stacked, kind of like how the Browns are, but it's been a little shaky. The Lions, on the other hand, like a tie, like, huh? Like, dude, it's such a weird team. I love watching them every week, dude. I love Dan Campbell, their mic'd ups, like the kneecaps, all that. I just don't know, man. I want to give it to the Lions because I just want to see them do something. But if the Browns lose this game, man, that's not a good look. That's really not a good look. So I'm going to rock with them here because they need this dub. Whether it's against the Lions or not, you can't take that ass whooping from New England and roll that over into this week. They got to come out, which they probably will. They'll beat them. Baker's going to talk a little trash at the press conference. Like, they're going to beat a team that they should. And then, next week, whoever they play, they'll probably get smoked. So, I mean, that's just been kind of story the past 3 years. But give me them here. It's the Lions. Come on.
No, I absolutely agree. Again, I've been saying it for a long time. I'm not sold on Mayfield at all. He's a great role player, great game manager, as it were. I can compare him to like Teddy Bridgewater, except he maybe has a stronger arm, a better team. But yeah, I think this game is a bounce back game for them. I think that they got embarrassed by the Patriots. And arguably a weaker roster, probably a better defense on the Patriots side of the ball there. But yeah, this game is a must win for the Browns. Like, we keep saying this, like, if they want to stay competitive, not only in the AFC, but in their division, they have to win these winnable games. Yeah. That being said, I think they will. Yeah, I feel bad for Detroit. Like, we keep saying, we're all high on them, and hopefully they turn around end of the year, beginning of next year, become somewhat competitive.
Yeah,
it won't be this week.
Feel so bad for Detroit, man. But the Browns are a better team than 5-5, I think. They're just kind of dropping these games. And to your guys' point, I think New England kind of proved when you force Baker Mayfield and the Browns to throw the ball, they kind of fucking suck. So I think they are going to get a little bit back to basics.
I don't think you got it like that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, and, it's starting to look that way. I want them to prove you wrong so bad, but, last week really was not a good look for that point. But they got to be better on third downs. Last week, they were 1-11 on third downs. And again, most of those were throwing downs. So take that how you will. Kareem Hunt still iffy. In this game, he may or may not be back. Lions getting their draft pick, Josh Reynolds, activated this week. So look for him to drop some passes for the Lions. But, yeah, give me the Browns here. Browns have to win this game. I agree with what you guys are saying.
Yeah, so now we're talking Washington and the Panthers right now. We're seeing Cam Newton come back against Riverboat Ron. Obviously came in last week off a couple days' notice. Man, got himself a couple tugs. Just Cam Newton, I'm back, Superman. And to me, I don't know, Washington, that game against Tampa looks super, super impressive. Kind of the same argument. I think Washington really, really has some good pieces. And my thing with Taylor Heineke is like, no, I don't think he's the guy whatsoever. I don't think that's arguable, but he's got some heart, man. They play with a lot of heart. They play with a lot of passion. Those boys go out there and fight. They did lose Chase Young for the rest of the year. Looks like a little ACL, which is crazy. Just the sheer amount we're seeing guys go down with like an ACL. I mean, the good thing about that, 20, 30 years ago, guys didn't really bounce back from that. Now they are, but it's still unfortunate. But give me Carolina here, man. I think a little Cam Newton height, like he's got something to prove right here. You know what I'm saying? I think he's got something to prove. I think they get the dub.
That's a really good point. But I think in this we call it a rivalry, this old adage between coach and quarterback. Give me the football team here. I really feel good for Cam Newton. I was never really a huge fan of his. I can respect his talent. I don't know. I never thought he had it. I don't know, but it's tough because the Panthers have McCaffrey back, and with Chase Young being down, he's a great run stopper. So it's tough. Give me the football team here on a whim, only because I want to say that Rivera wants it more, but Cam definitely does. Like, Cam would love to beat his old coach here, especially on his old team. It's a great storyline, but flip a coin, give me the football team.
I am on the Panthers here, and I agree with Raji. I think this Cam Newton breakout game last week had incredible press conference quote. He said, "How much of the playbook did you know?" He goes, 2 touchdowns worth. So, That's pretty funny. But I think, getting him back into the system, he's obviously going to learn more. I think there's going to be an insane pop-off game here, 300-plus yards. I'm calling 4 tugs Cam Newton on Sunday, people, all right? Give me Panthers to win here. I think football team looked incredible against the Bucs, but they had some freak interceptions on Brady. Like 2 of those were deflections that never happened. So I'm happy they could rally and get that dub, that revenge game from the playoffs last year or whatever. But I'm pretty sure Panthers are going to steamroll them here, boys.
Yeah. So moving on, we're going to talk about the Titans and the Texans. Give me the Titans. Moving. We got to talk about that.
I will also take the Titans.
I'm on the Titans here too. I do like Donta Foreman and AP stepping in for Derrick Henry back there in the backfield. This Tennessee team, can they go the distance? I don't know. It seems like
gotta explain it, dude.
It seems like everyone, their whole depth is just broken down. So I don't know. Titans obviously win this game here, but looking further down the season, down the playoff shoot, they really got to get healthy here, man. So I don't know. Give me the Titans here.
All right, so we're going to move on, talking the 49ers and the Jaguars. Give me the Niners. I don't think we got to talk about it, dude. Jaguars suck.
Yeah, right. Just a quick point. It's like the 49ers really coming together. Jimmy G's having a better season than I thought he would. I'm happy for him. I really like the guy. But yeah, I think this will be a pretty easy win for the old Niners.
I agree. I'm on the Niners. Quick shout out to my man Deebo Samuel. Got about 1,000 yards on the season, 54 receptions, 5 tugs on that. Just kind of eating up. Jags got some dogs on their team, but they're just not a good team. So yeah, give me the Niners.
Yes, we're going to move on, talking Miami and the New York Jets. I know we got Joey Championship starting at the quarterback for the Jets, but give me the Dolphins, man. It's embarrassing. I shouldn't even.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say?
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. I picked the Jets to win only because I want them to win, because I want that better draft pick from the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I mean, the way the Dolphins manhandled the Ravens, that was
impressive.
Really impressive. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's like I might have made a mistake. But the picks are in. Give me the Jets. Well, it's also tough to pick a rivalry game. I think those games go either way. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Jets here.
I picked the Jets on this as well. I think it's funny, Raji didn't pick the Jets here, but Miami just feels dead kind of all season here. I think if this Jets team can rally around a Mike White start, they can rally around a Joe Flacco start and get a dub here against just a beat down Miami team. So give me the Jets here.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next game, talking the Eagles and the Saints. Yeah, and Eagles looked pretty good last week, and I'll actually give them the dub here, only because I just think the Saints, just Jameis going down, just don't really have that figured out. I mean, Simeon is just, you know what I mean? And I think between what the Eagles are starting to put together, the little Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts combo. I still have my whole take on the Eagles. I'm not a big Jalen Hurts guy and whatnot. I think he's just very dependent on things being scripted. But I'm going to give them the dub here because, like I said, they're going to be able to take advantage. Past 2 weeks, they've looked really good, been able to run the ball, and the Saints just kind of are falling apart here. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to get the Eagles here, man.
Give me the Birds as well. Here's my quick take on Hurts. I'm not entirely sold on him either, because if you look at the past few games when Sirianni decided to run the ball, his numbers started to shoot up. And so that's taken the ball away from him. It's taking the spotlight off of him. And he comes in. It's not garbage time because he still makes great throws, especially last week against Patrick Surtain, that great 30-yard bomb to Devontae. That was incredible. But I think that was more Devontae. And Surtain made a great play. You couldn't defend it any better. It's just 50-50 ball. But yeah, the Saints are also riddled with injuries. Their run defense is really stout, but they have a lot of defensive linemen who are down. I think Kamara is also questionable. He'll be a big X factor if he plays. 'Cause I don't trust Trevor Siemian because he's a great backup. But yeah, even if they had Jameis, I think it'd still be a close game. Give me the Birds here with 400 yards rushing.
I'm on the Birds here too, and I think the rushing game is allowing Jalen Hurts to open it up a little bit in the air, with that play action. When we can have successful run game, it's just going to make the passes be open. So obviously you're going to see improvement with his numbers. I agree with you there, Jimmy. But the Eagles right now, boys sitting at 0-4 at home right now. Got a home game here against the Saints. So I think they're going to get the dub. But 0-4 at home here, the link, that's just not a good look on the season. So I'm looking for him to get it done here at home.
Feel that. So, but we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game, talking the Bengals and the Raiders. It's a little tough one for me because the Raiders just flipping flopping like usual. And the Bengals, I think, are really, really strong offensively. But like I said, I'm gonna probably ride this take out for the whole entire year. I just don't think still think they're young. I think it's just still a little bit too raw. And so what they're putting up right now, I think a lot of their wins and a lot of these big games are coming just from the pure talent that Cincinnati has. I think when you start getting into these last 6, 7, 8 weeks, that's when you start playing really smart football, and the whole entire game slows down. And you need a lot of bets and stuff to be able to kind of take those things over. They don't really have anything like that established on their team at the moment. But I'm going to give them this dub right now just because the Raiders, man, are just past couple of weeks has just been kind of a shit show over there for Las Vegas. Like I said, Derek Carr's looking great. Josh Jacobs being out, obviously what's going on with the wide receiver room and things like that. I just don't think they've been completely – I'm not going to give the Raiders a pass for a year, but if they don't do what they do, I can't blame them too much. It's been just a complete kind of embarrassing show for them. Like I said, I think the Bengals talent alone gets them a lot of these dubs, so I'm gonna give them to them here.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think their talent is just like, it's one of those things where they don't have much tape on Jamar Chase yet. I mean, obviously his talent is incredible. He's a freak athlete. He's great. But that's being said, he's a rookie. It's tough to get a read on a player's first year, obviously. That's why you see so many players in so many sports go through that sophomore slump because people start to get a read on them.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, or I'm intrigued to see how they play next year. But this game, yeah, I'm picking the Bengals here. They're definitely, like we said, they have great talent. They have good coaching. Everything looks good on that side of the ball. And the Raiders, they're a hot and cold team. One week they look great. One week they look really bad. I really thought they were going to take it to the Chiefs last week, and they didn't. And they played poorly against a bad defense. So it's tough. Like, I could see them definitely coming back and making a statement this week. But that I'm still gonna ride the Bengals.
Yep.
I'm also going to take the Bengals here, boys. I think it's just going to come down to turnovers. Both these offenses love to do them. Both teams sitting at a respectable 5-4, kind of fits their teams. The under-over for this game sitting at 49.5. That seems really low to me. I like the over on that. But I just like the Bengals more. I've got much more to add.
Yes, we're going to go ahead and move on to the Cowboys and the Chiefs. Not going to lie. Give me the boys here, dude. Give me the boys here. I'm not going to lie. Maybe besides the Packers and the Bucks and the Rams, Cowboys are in that conversation, man. They could really mess around and do something. Now, as good as Tavon Diggs has been just amazing at that cornerback position with the interceptions, I still think they're a little weak in the secondary. I mean, the interceptions obviously look good, but the other week against the Denver, just blowing a lot of coverages. But I think they really match up well here. My only problem is I do think Travis Kelce eats this game because I don't think Cowboys have anybody that's going to be able to stop him. But give me the boys just because, I don't know, my thing with the Chiefs is just what haven't really been able to establish the run game and stuff all season. But it's so up and down, man, just because Patty Mahomes, all you need is Patty Mahomes and Tyreek Hill to be on and the game is over. I mean, it really is. And the Cowboys, on the other hand, I think from a 1-53, I think just have a better complete roster. And so I like them here from that standpoint. But this is a hard one for me because either one of these teams could win and I'll buy into it. But I don't know. I'm going to rock with the boys.
I can definitely see a dub on either side. I can see the Chiefs figuring out their shit and then going to Dallas and beating their ass.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys are just rolling right now. The entire team looks good. They had two great running backs. Obviously, the receiver core is incredible with Gallup coming back. And Dak looks good as well. Give me the Cowboys here, regrettably. Like every week I say regrettably. But, yeah, I mean, I could see a Chiefs come back. Or are they underdogs, you think? Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Give me the boys.
Yeah, I also didn't see the line on this game, but I think it's just a complete toss-up. I agree with both of what y'all saying. I think both these teams had this matchup marked week 1. They knew this was going to be a tough one all the way through the season. I think looking down the pipe here, Cowboys' biggest problem is going to be Mike McCarthy fucking up the game clock in the playoffs. But I don't know. This one, I'm looking at my sheet. I picked the Cowboys, but I'm going to switch up. I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs on this one. I just don't think they're going to be able to deal with Kelsey and Hill. Like, they don't have anyone to stop either of them. So, I don't know. Give me the Chiefs here, but this game could go either way. It's going to be an exciting one. This has to be game of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is definitely going to be a really fun game to watch. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game. I'm talking the Cardinals and the Seahawks, calling it right now. We saw it last week, the Carolina downfall of the Cardinals, man. Ben saying it, staying on it. And I think right now, do a little Russell Wilson bounce back game. He came back. They low-key got embarrassed a little bit by Green Bay, which is respectable. It's Green Bay, but they're going to figure it out right now. And my thing is, I honestly think the Seahawks need to do a lot of restructuring, man. I really like, as good as Russell Wilson is, it's just not there, man. Their offensive line, their boys in the trenches, they just have nobody. You know what I mean? And like, Russell Wilson can only go so far. I know between Bobby Wagner, Jamal Adams, okay, they're decent players. But other than that, man, they're so top heavy with just 4 to 5 guys. I think they got to blow some stuff up. Whether or not Russell Wilson stays there or not, I mean, that's you know what I mean? But give me them here, because I'm telling you, I just think the Cardinals, dude, you're not winning a championship with Kyler Murray. Just, I've been saying that. He might be one of the best regular season players of all time, which is video game like shit that he can do. You're not going to win a championship like that. I promise you.
Yeah, Church, you called it like 2 weeks ago. Even before Kyler went down, you said that this is a flash in the pan team. And the more I keep thinking about it, the more I think you're correct. I don't know. It's like you said, we'll see how they play in the playoffs. If they, I bet they're going to make it. We'll see how they play. Yeah. But yeah, I think that Russell Wilson comes back stronger this week. I mean, I'm not going to fault him for a really tough game against Green Bay.
Yeah.
First game back after that injury, I understand that he has some growing pains. So I see them coming back in this game. Even if Kyler's in the game, I feel like Russell Wilson's going to pull something out of his ass like he usually does, win by 1 point, one of those crazy last-minute drives or whatever. But yeah, it'll be super, super interesting to see how the Cardinals season plays out.
I like what you guys are saying, but I'm actually going to go the other way on this one. I think Cardinals are just a better team than the Seahawks, and they've proven that obviously throughout this season. And Seahawks are kind of looking dead, boys. Like, I don't want to say it because I love Russ. I love DK. Tyler Lockett eats up. But
yeah, they got to figure some stuff out, bro.
They got to figure not looking good. This defense is just a huge issue, and it's been the problem for like the past 5 years. So, I don't know. Give me the Cardinals here. I'm going to go against y'all.
I respect that. Well, got to go ahead and move on to the next game. We're talking the Steelers and the Chargers. Another one, man. The Chargers, bro. Like, what's going on there, man? Like, I need this, like, can they win like 3 games in a row, dude? I just like don't know if they have that cut out. Like, I don't know what's up with them. They 100% I think should have beat Minnesota. The Steelers obviously just having a really, really weird season. I honestly think those Steelers are a very good team. It's just kind of been, I don't know, man. Like, Najee Harris is coming into his own. That defense will never go away. Their defense has literally been good since I've been alive. And just like the Chargers, on the other hand, like, I don't know. They're another team where, like, I think because they lost to Minnesota last week, I think they'll win this game. But, like, I still like the Steelers' chance. But I'm going to go with the Chargers here just because, I don't know, they're probably just hot and fired up. They're probably going to win this game and lose next week. Like, I don't know what to even make of this game. So if I had to, go with the Chargers.
Yeah. I'm going to also pick the Chargers here. We'll see what Justin Herbert's made of, because this defense is a good test where they're not extremely suffocating, but like you said, Church, they're always good. They're always competitive, super well coached, very well disciplined. Yeah, I mean, I think this will also be a great running back battle between Austin Eckler and Najee Harris. I love both those backs. I think they're so fun to watch. Yeah, I mean, it's tough because the Chargers are still the Chargers. It's like they lose these stupid games. They're definitely in for the whole game, and then they blow at the end. But yeah, I think that they're on the right path. So give me the Chargers here in a not a blowout, but a pretty good win.
I do think this is a coin flip type game. I really had trouble picking this. Was my second one, but this just feels like a game the Chargers are supposed to lose. You guys already touched on this, but they just lose games for no good reason. Steelers coming off that tie against the Lions obviously have something to prove on the road here in Los Angeles. Just give me the Steelers. Coin flip for real, but I don't know. Chargers just like to lose. I don't know what it is. Their team could honestly have like 2 losses this season. Like they're so solid, tons of talent, but just can't. No clutch.
Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next game, last game of the week, Monday night. We're talking the Tampa Bay Bucks and the New York Football Giants. You know, I don't care what just happened to the Bucks. And Washington looked really good, but we're talking about the Giants here. Give me the Bucks, man. Brady's gonna carve this thing up. Monday night spotlight, like he owns this town. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, give me the Bucks here. I don't think there's much to.
Yeah. Brady loves playing the Giants. He hates having those 2 L's on his
He's playing Eli for sure.
Yeah, the Bucks are just a great roster besides the Tom Brady factor. I can't really make an argument for the Giants here. So. Bucks by a big margin.
Give me the Bucks as well. Quick shout out: Tom Brady just passed career passing yards, has more than the Houston Texans organization ever.
Oh my gosh!
Ever.
What?
Last week. That's insane. That's
well, they are the NFL's newest organization, so it's that's that.
So yeah, shout out my man's there, but yeah, give me the Bucks here, boys. This is an easy lock
for sure.
No, I definitely got some good games lined up. Definitely excited to get this week 11 of the NFL underway. Super excited. Getting a little sad, man, because we only got so many weeks left. Obviously, the playoffs, we still got a lot more to go. But that being said, man, Richie, throw up that graphic one more time. Let's take a look at it. It will not look the same next week. Going to have some different numbers. Hopefully, I can hit on some of my picks here, turn this thing around on y'all. But it's been fun, boys. So with that being said, Salami Squad, Meat Pack, get fuck out of here.
Perfect.